Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo! It's clobberin time! Clobberonimo! Clobberonimo!
Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Greetings, my dear friends, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberoids, clobberologists, clobberlooskies, clobberians, it is. Every other kind of clobber is out there, and to those who do not clobber at all, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. Good to see you so much. Welcome to Clobberin Times, issue number 654 on YouTube. Number one, oh, I forgot to put the actual number on it. Number 1,354 overall. And of course, it's Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. Good to see you all, my dear friends. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. We were gonna, well, it'll be open Comics Talk, of course, where I'll be open. The door's open. We'll talk about comics and stuff like that. But let's do a few show notes and shout outs first, shall we? What's show notes are as usual. I think actually tomorrow night, I don't know if I'll be here. I'll be able to make it to Tom's. I got somewhere else to go out tomorrow night. So Tuesday, don't think I'll be streaming anywhere, but you never know, at least this Tuesday. But for the rest of the week, of course, it's always 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, all 4 times a week. In addition to, of course, the aforementioned Monday Night Marks and Comics Talk, which is here now. The wild card Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. And then, of course, the clubhouse will still be in session this Thursday night. Unfortunately, our wonderful first officer will not be able to make it, but we will love her, and she'll be back in a couple of weeks, so don't worry about that. But Mark and I will persevere. And who knows? Maybe we'll have some surprises for you. We'll still have a good time. Looking forward to that, but not looking forward to not having Raquel here. Of course, Wednesday night I may not be. If Loki's doing a round table, I'll be there. If not, no biggie. And of course, I'll be on Thursday night. I'll probably be over there with Tom and the gang if everything permits. Fridays, of course. The great J-Man's channel with J-Man and Sean reviewing more and continuing our reviews of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. Had a great time with him tonight, and Sean doing our Legion review, which we do every Monday, every 3 Mondays out of the month at 6 Central, 7 Eastern. and at 6/7 Central, 7 Eastern Friday night. Again, what a lot of fun we've been having reviewing Jack Kirby's Fourth World, and we shall continue to do so until we can get it all reviewed. And after that, who knows? Then after that, of course, there's the great Nick Weiser, my good buddy Nick Weiser, and that great group over there at the Friday Night Comic Shop Talk, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Always a lot of fun there. And then there's Saturday Night Star Trek. This is from last week, this picture. It's usually Star Trek episode reviews. We're reviewing all of Real Trek since 66 through 05. For the next 2 weeks, we're taking a break from that. It'll just be Saturday Night Star Trek, and we will have some Star Trek topics and stuff to talk about. Because even after we finally get done, way in the future, with reviewing all of Real Trek, it'll always be Saturday Night Star Trek. So, that will not change. And of course, in 2 weeks, Raquel will come back. We will resume our Voyager reviews. But for now, the next 2 Saturdays will be some other Trek topics. I will I'll let you know when I'm able to figure all that out. And of course, shout out to our great friends out there in the chat. I don't know who's here and who's not, but shout out to our great, our amazing, wrenches. Of course, the great Eric K. Bronze Wrencher. For all you do, buddy, and thanks for all you do, Mr. Chris Persia, the Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. Hope you're doing well, buddy, and hope you're feeling better, man. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. The great one. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches, with his lovely first and better half. Lady Thoth, of course. Avon lives, long live the Legion, buddy. My aforementioned partner in crime on Earth, being Legionnaire reviewer extraordinaire, the great J-Man, the Wrench Without Fear. He has a great channel, and he's been just a great pal over here. One of the many wonderful friends I've made since I moved to YouTube 3 years ago now. Great stuff. Master artist of the Clobberin, comic artist extraordinaire, painter of the cover of science fiction tales by our wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs, Hungry Boy, Stephen Cowell, the Super Wrench, Maddie's Daddy, Vilja Finchmionia, Phantom Outsidery, Fanty is the rascally wrench. And of course, Clobberin Time's own Music Meister, Max Redstone. And let's see. Who is with us in the chat tonight? Let me see. Back my chat up a little bit, everybody. Let's see up in you. Penny. Hey, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. Hope you're doing well tonight. Suzanne Eckstein. We got 2 ladies here. It's always great to have the ladies pop in. Suzanne, thank you for popping in. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Guagnar, what's up, brother? Doing a lot of cool stuff lately. I appreciate you so much and all you've been doing. Pat S. Hey, buddy. What's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing very well, buddy. Das Wilfen. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Brian Hepburn. What's up, buddy? Ironhide 84. Long time no see, Kimasabi. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing great. Let's see. Dave G Sound. What's up, bud? All right, Dave G Sound. And of course, anyone else who pops in will be shouted out accordingly. Because that's how we roll up in here. We got really nothing super big going on. We just got what do we got? We're just here to hang out, talk some comics tonight, and I didn't really plan anything specifically. So if anyone has anything they'd like to ask about comics, or I'm game to see if I can answer it, or if you got something to bring up. I mean, it's just kind of one of those open nights. I didn't really get a chance to do much in preparation for anything. Otherwise, I was going to actually do a random comic review. We might take a random look at a couple of comics just for the hell of it. But I didn't have any. I got to admit, I was not able to plan anything tonight. But that's okay. It's open. We're here. And you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. So, Let's see. What? Oh man, I did have some. My dumb memory. There was something I wanted to mention. Yeah. Did they come out this week, Wag? Alter Ego and Back issue? Did I show my new issues of those already? Oh, hey, the old nation. What's up, man? Good to see you, PJ. I hope you're doing great, buddy. Good to see you, man. Gwag, I don't know if I showed my new issues of those yet. I got those a couple of weeks back. Those new ones. Oh, they got some new ones coming out this week, I think, though, right? I mean, it's funny, we talk about comics. There are no new comics that ever come out that I give a crap about, of course. I did read one new one, actually. J. Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5, who's written comics from time to time, and a lot of them, quite frankly, I did not like very much. I've liked some of his comics work, but not a lot of it, and I love Babylon 5. But he wrote, for some reason, he went back to Marvel. Oh, Tom Palmer tribute issue, Alter Ego, and Wonder Woman and Back issue. Did those come out? Definitely going to get both of those. But Straczynski wrote he's taken over the writing chores on Captain America. I read it. I didn't go out and buy it or anything, but I read it. I read it by other means. And the first issue, I'm going to be very reserved about this and say it seems okay. I'm not recommending it yet or anything like that because it does like a lot of these freaking. I just cannot stand this modern style of writing, even though he's not a modern writer per se, but this modern style of writing where you have to. Oh, they came out this week. Good. Where you have to write for the trade, as it were. You have to write your story and make sure you just bounce it to the next issue, and you write a certain amount of issues that can be compiled into a trade paperback. So I don't know how long he's going to be, but it came out this past week. It's the newest issue of Captain America. They numbered it at number 1, and they gave it a legacy numbering of 731 or some kind of horse hockey. The art's okay. Again, there's something about these modern comics. Look, Straczynski has a very I don't know how you say it. I have a very checkered past when it comes to me. When it comes to his comic book writing. Now, I love Babylon 5, of course. And I like the new animated Babylon 5 film that came out recently. I liked it. It was pretty good. It was kind of a nice little something for fans. I thought it was pretty cool. His comics over the years, though, because he did go into, after Babylon 5, he went into comic book writing. Amongst other, I guess, things he was doing. And I hated his Spider-Man run. Matter of fact, I hated most of the stuff he did. I just didn't think he had a good handle on any of the superhero books they were putting him on. Some people like some of his stuff that he created, comics that were characters he created, which is fine. But I've hated a lot of what Straczynski was doing when they would give him Superman or Batman or anything, and when they would give him mainline characters or mainstream characters, Marvel or DC, I had some issues with them, to say the least. It was like he would just decide, you know what, and I guess I understand this in a sense. He just write them any way he wanted to write them. If you know what I mean. He did a series I thought that was great called The 12 from Marvel. But then his Superman stuff and his Spider-Man stuff and well, this this new issue of Captain America. First, I want to comment on the art a little bit. The art is, hey, Ravenscroft, good to see you, my friend. This art in a lot of these modern comic books even the stuff that's decent. I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. And it's like, it's decent in the sense that somehow, some way, it moves and flows. It looks kind of it all comes with a very similar type of a quote unquote realistic feel to it. And it moves your story okay. And if it's a good story, it's fine. And the art in this is just fine. But I don't trust myself anymore. And I don't trust these artists anymore. Am I looking at penciled art from a comic book who inked it? No, it's a comic book writer. Artist who drew his stuff and had it inked. Or am I looking at crap done on a computer? And I think I'm looking at crap done with a computer, like a lot of these guys now. It looks very, very computer to me. And if it's a good story, you might go, well, what if it's a good story and it looks all clean and it's kind of it does flow well, I guess, but it's because the guy's using a damn computer. I don't know if I have respect for him as a comic book artist. I don't think they know comic book art anymore. But there was a time when a lot of these comic book artists would go to the Joe Kubert School of Cartooning. Yes, Gwag, it looks copy and pasted. It looks, because I know a lot of people do this stuff on computers. They do Lightbox. They draw. They trace over pictures, photos, and stuff. Well, I mean, and sometimes it looks nice. It looks nice to the eye. Like they'll copy all these backgrounds and use a computer to make it look like it was drawn, but it was really it's like photo stuff. It's almost Fumetti's now. Fumetti is not comic book. Fumetti is pictures strung together to try to tell a graphic story of a sort or a sequential art story. Comics are supposed to be sequential art drawn by a hand with a pencil on a page and inked. That's a form of art. Doing it with the computer, you can do it and you can make it look slick, and that's what this does. It looks really slick. I have no respect for you if that's. And again, I'm not saying that's what they've done here. Uncommon Sense, good to see you. I like that name. It all feels sanitized. It really does. It doesn't. I mean, let's see. Ironhide says, Mike Diodato, a studio full of artists just traces over 3D models. Apparently, they do. This is not. I mean, we're not talking. I mean, look, it's an insult to the Kirbys, the Jack Kirbys, the Gil Kanes, the Neil Adams, the all of them, the Ditkos, you name it. These real artists who communicated through their pencils and drew stories through their pencils, through their, inked it, drew all the backgrounds. And you might say, well, they didn't have computers because they couldn't use them. Yeah, that's right. They didn't. I understand. It's a different era. And I'm not saying that's a bad looking comic. Almost, but is it a comic if it's done on a computer? I don't know. But I looked at it. And yes, you might say, well, you looked at it digitally. Well, that's the only way I could look at it. But if I like the comic, even if I go look at one of these digital sites, because they put them all up right when they come out. Even if I look at one on there, I go, if I like it, I'll, if I see something and from that I like it, I will pay. I'll buy it. Pay the price. But sometimes I go in there to check, see if it's worth it. Because remember, these comics are $4.99 and $5.99 right now. What they've done to these prices of these comics, Abigor, good to see you. What they've done with the prices of these comics, hey, I'm gonna seek you. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna apply some scrutiny to that stuff you're putting out that you're trying to get $5 and $6 for now. This is crazy. And I look at it, I'm going, yes, this looks kind of cool. Like on this Captain America one. Some of the art, it's tough to call it art. There you go. My Kingdom for the back issues. Yes. And on the one hand, Maybe I'll show it to you. Just show you a couple of panels so you can see what I'm talking about. Just show you a little bit. If I can find it, man, there's so many. Right. Wah, 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 wah. Let's see. This. All right. Jeez. Find it real quick. It's a lot of. All right. Oh, it's just like piled up. Almost there. There it is. All right. Okay. Well, there's only one issue out of it so far. Just to kind of give it an illustration of what I'm talking about here. Because I'm not sure what I think of the story yet, because it ended at a point where I was kind of, it seemed okay. All right, but okay. Look at this. Look at this cover. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I don't. It just doesn't do a lot for me. It's too clean somehow. Look at this. This is like a bunch of streets, and there's little Steve Rogers, and there's nobody else on the street. Jack Kirby would have that street filled to the brim with people. It does have a CGI look to it, doesn't it? Now this stuff, look, it looks okay. It's it's fine, I guess. It's more. They're trying to be cinematic with it. I don't mind some of this stuff right here. If you could tell a good story. But as with storytelling, these Straczynski and this guy, here you have this panel. Cap's riding the motorcycle at this guy with the robot thingy. Well, and then he knocks it out with the motorcycle. He knocks it off the thing, and that's over. Doesn't even show you what happens. I mean, really, a motorcycle, Cap that just knocks the big old robot monster thingy off or whatever? Okay. Then the rest is, again, these people, whether it's Straczynski and whomever, some of these writers, I don't know what it is with the Marvel people. Or the DC, they're all the same. You show a bit of action, and everything else is just them, the superhero in their civvies talking about social stuff. Ironhide says, we read superhero comics for fun and action, not for those moments to be punctuated by symbolic. Exactly. You get, again, here's a problem with this comic. Opens up with what looks like it's going to be a fun action sequence. It's fairly decent. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff, but it looks okay. And then right when it gets to the action, boom, let's cut out and let's go. It's called, because we think Captain America should be Steve Rogers all the time in his civvies. And the rest of the comic, everybody's getting kicked out of that. Steve Rogers is living in the building that his mother once lived in. Everybody's getting kicked out of it. And Steve Rogers calls Tony Stark and asks him to buy it for him. It's called Captain America Beginnings. Look at this cover, by the way. Number 1. Another number one, baby. Legacy numbering, number 751 now. I'm so sick of this number one shite. Shut up, man. Jesus Christ with the number one stuff. I don't know. So here we go. It's just this. Again, the rest of it's Steve Rogers. And it's Steve Rogers again, having memories about his life. Because we don't know anything about Steve Rogers doing. About his mother and father passing. Again, I don't know why we need this. Just to fill up the first issue. Why? What's the point of all this? We get it. This is a Marvel comic called Captain America. And you get a little bit of they cut off the main action scene. Steve Rogers. There's some throwback to Steve Young Rogers. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. You know, and there's Steve Rogers again, by the way. You guys remember Steve Rogers? Remember he was young and skinny? Remember that? That's great. This art, look how clear this art is. It's like almost disturbing. It's so vapid. I mean, I can't draw like that, but I don't know if this guy can either. This is traced over Lightbox computer dribble. So here we go. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. He is Steve Rogers. Did you know he was Steve Rogers? Then something fun happens. Sue Richards of the Fantastic Four with a kind of an old throwback uniform, but that was kind of cool, right? She looks like Sue with such a weird neckline thingy. So that's pretty cool. She shows up in a skin-tight outfit, and she's just, hey, Steve. Well, I could start off with how good it is to see you and how, you know, in the neighborhood doing all this, maybe offer to bring you a tray of food. But I'm a bit on the clock, of course, you know. It's always got to be the jokey talk. Psycho Man managed to bring back his daughter by kidnapping one from elsewhere in the multiverse and is gathering an army in Subatomica in the microverse. Did you really just say multiverse, microverse, Subatomica, Psycho Man, and I'm guessing Psycho Daughter all in the same sentence? Ha ha ha! J. Michael Straczynski, you didn't used to write quite like that. Yeah, I mean, he wrote goofy stuff sometimes. I don't know. So, no, Psycho Daughter would be weird. Okay, Psycho. Anyway, so Reed and Johnny and Ben went ahead to hold him off as long as they could. You know, I know you had plans, but we really could use your help. Sure thing. What makes good neighbors, right? But so she goes to get Captain America help. That's all cool. And look, the FF almost looks like the FF right here with the Psycho Man almost looks like Psycho Man. This is pretty good. That's what I want to see in a comic book right there. The Fantastic Four, Captain America, fighting Psycho Man. And the art's at least good. In this case, it looks all right here, even if it is probably processed pap. So here we are. We got through all that Steve Rogers stuff, which is drama. Yeah, we get the Fantastic Four. Look, they even look like themselves. This can't be modern day. And then, hey, we got Cap and the Fantastic Four. That's pretty cool, right? That's all you get. One page. Because that's what we want, baby. One page of Cap and the FF in one static page. Because, again, these guys can't draw action. Buffering? I'm sorry, Penny. Is everyone else getting me okay? Or is everyone hearing me? Hope everyone's hearing me, all right? Oh. Oh, you can hear me, Gwag? Okay, thank you. When I see the word buffering, I'm thinking something wrong with me or whatever. I don't know. Ironhide said, Comics then, FF and Captain America team up to battle Psycho Man. A whole 22-page adventure comics now happens in one page to underscore some part about Steve Rogers' inner feelings. Exactly. Thanks, Das Wolfman. So you know what? Here's I'm giving them credit. This is not a bad page right here with the Fantastic Four. Look, it almost looks like the Fantastic Four, for God's sake. Not bad. I'd read a comic with the FF and Cap looking like this, with Psycho Man looking like that. I'd read that comic. But you can have one page. That's it. Go back, and the cat comes back and he falls asleep on the grass. Michael Straczynski, you're hilarious. Picasso. This is sort of like reviewing a comic, except with, So, JMS, you're freaking hilarious, dude. I'm tired of people thinking that superheroes are more interesting as their alter egos. I guess I'm still 12 years old. I can watch that kind of shit in any other drama. Does that mean every issue has to be about the superhero? I mean, mostly they should. Remember when you would pick up, I'm sorry, I don't care if I am comparing this to older times, screw them. When you went out to buy when you went out to the stands to buy a Captain America comic or a Spider-Man comic, you got Spider-Man and Captain America adventure first and foremost, up front, true believer. But no, Cap's tired, falls down, falls asleep. So we get another page here, some actions going on. People are running with something. Cap kicks a dude, yay, and then knocks the gun out, yay, punches a guy. And then he gets saved by a citizen, and that's it. So here's a couple pages of Cap action against what? Some dumb thugs. Not Batroc. Just a bunch of stupid thugs, right? So anyway, after that little bit of action, back to the life of young Steve Rogers. Working. Hey, look. Maybe if this wasn't the kind of thing they did all the time, it might not be so bad, but I don't really get into this that much. Poor old Steve Rogers. Poor old skinny Steve Rogers. Poor skinny Steve Rogers. All this work he was doing to bust his ass. Again, it's fine in a way. It looks good. Some of it looks good. I mean, it's good looking art. Is it really art? Anime Night. Well, it's good to see you, Anime Night. Welcome. I should say Anime Night 1992. Welcome to Clobberin Times. So some of the art is okay here. And it's alive. I wouldn't mind it so much since it's the first issue, but it's got a lot of dumb crap in it anyway. Older Steve Rogers now, talking to people, running around in his t-shirt. And then we run into basically a flashback that tells of our upcoming baddie. So I'm going to cut JMS some slack, because at least when you get to this point, it deals with it. It's setting up a story. So the issue is just not all that bad. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I really need. I don't know. You're going to really go ahead and tell us this story of young Steve Rogers. And look at, by the way, the young Steve Rogers, and he's going to a place to get some food, and he ends up at a what rally? I can't show that long. Yes. He ends up at a rally. And the next issue is going to be hanging out with Spider-Man. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. It just seems to me that it's a little discombobulated the way J. Michael Straczynski likes to tell a story. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, I agree with that anime night. Yeah, I mean, there are parts of it that look good. But my biggest concern, who knows, the story might be good. The art, I mean, the art's interesting. It's nice and clean. I mean, it's better than it looking all scratchy and obscure, I guess. But there's something so sanitized about it. There's no style to it. It's just like, it's as if they filmed it or did picture, like still pictures, and they just kind of colored over to make it look like a comic book, if you know what I'm saying. Which I did not say very well, I admit. That said, it's a modern comic for you. What are you going to do? It's just the way it goes. Wow. So, but that's modern comics for you, though. That's modern comics for you. Anybody have any questions or anything, please let me know. But Guagnar says, have you checked out Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, The Adventures of Adam Star, Solar Legion, that Image recently released? It just came out. I didn't get a chance to get it. It's already, I think it's already gone from the comic shop, unfortunately. My Minimus managed to get a copy of it. I'm going to have to order it, it looks like. It pisses me off, but I want it. I want that book. So how is it? How is it, Guag? Damn it, I want that book. Damn them. Then they remixed it. Yeah, I need to check that out. I got to find out what that is. Because the cover did look weird. Modern writers think the opposite of grimdark. Violence is slice of life. So there's no longer any real adventure stories. Just here I am doing stuff today. Good point. Ironhide. I don't know what a remix means either. Not by what they're saying, anyway. So, I don't know. What are you going to do? So, any of you buy any new comics at all? I mean, I looked at that one. I didn't buy it. And I'm not going to buy it, looks like. Because, Marvel's really kind of... They'll never trust... I don't trust them with Captain America. I know they have it, so there's nothing to be done about it. I don't trust them. After the crap they did with the Nick Spencer trash and the Ta-Nehisi Coates filth, they have no respect for Captain America. And by the way, I think Straczynski does have respect for him. I'm not saying he doesn't. It's very Buck Rogers like, but it is 100% his art. But is it? Or do they fix it somehow? Good question. I just saw one ad for it, so I'm not sure. The cover didn't even look like his. The cover looked a little weird to me, Greg. But I need to get a better look at it, I guess. I'll ask Minimus. He'll be able to tell us. He has it. He got it. So, did you say, Gwag, that the new back issue is out? Because I got to order it, if that's the case. Let's see. Mags. I know it's the Wonder Woman issue. Did that come out this week? Oh, coming out Wednesday next week. Okay. Did you get yours already? Wednesday this week. What is this week? Oh, yeah. It's coming out Wednesday. I got you. So you probably got yours already. Well, I will order mine. I will order mine then. Okay. Thank you. And what about Alter Ego? The Tom Palmer issue, yeah. Also shipping list. Okay. All right, gotcha. So if I ordered them now, I would have the digitals. I would have to wait for the digitals from Wednesday, probably. Yeah. Great. All right, let's see. Which Captain America is this? Did they finally refer? Yes, according to that. Well, I think they're in the. I think Wagner, what you said earlier. I think they are. This is the new issue that came out last week by J. Michael Straczynski. Sorry it took so long to see this. I went back and found it, and apparently they're fixing the stupid Hydra cap crap. Or they're ignoring it or something. On Wednesday, I got you. Yeah, I got you. So let's hope so. Because they got to get rid of that stuff. Let's see. Ironhide said, speaking of Kirby, I read the 4 issues of Yellow Claw from the 50s, of which Kirby did 2 through 4. It's really cool stuff, and you can see why Steranko liked it enough to bring the characters back. Nice. In his Nick Fury run, yep. Including Jimmy Woo, right? Whom they put in the Marvel Universe and ruined him. I mean, the MCU, they ruined him. Oh, that's right. It's a Tom Scioli. Yeah, yeah. They said remixed by Tom Scioli. So is that touch-ups, panels, rearrangements, or did they redraw some of it? That's the question. I will have to see if I could get a hold of it. If I can get a copy of it somewhere. Yep. Jimmy Woo, Marvel's first Asian hero, turned into a joke. Of course. That's true. In Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? Yeah, but he was an Ant-Man and the Wasp before he was on WandaVision, wasn't he? Yeah. I think so. So, wow. There ain't much going on out there right now in comics. I don't know why I only read that one because someone told me about it. I saw it. Actually, J. Michael Straczynski himself tweeted about it. So he's back doing comics, J. Michael. At least it looks like we may avoid that horrible B5 reboot that he wanted to do. Sure hope so. Good God Almighty. Let's hope we don't get that crap. Oh dear, oh dear. Bum bum wah wah wah. So where are we at? I'm trying to think of another. They got Wagner. Did you see some of these books they got coming out? I gotta wait for them to come to get cheaper, but some of them I really want to get. They got a book coming out. Oh, there you are. The Charlton Companion. man. Just ain't cheap, dude. Prices on some of these things, man. RRTNZ. RRTNZ, good to see you. And for fans of comic ads, the next issue of Retro Fan has an article on Charles Atlas. Cool. Hail Clubby, I just picked up a collected Man of Steel of Burns run on Superman, not the limited origin series, though. People are mixed on Burns' run, but I loved it. We may be from, if I had to say something, you'd probably be in the majority on that. I'm one of those who's probably in the minority. I actually hated with too many hateds the Burns iteration of Superman. All right, Das Wolfman, have a good night, buddy. Thanks for being here. I hated it. He destroyed the Legion for me. He destroyed Superboy. He destroyed my beloved, Gold and Silver Bronze Age Superman. But you're definitely probably in the majority on that one. Over the years I've come to just have to deal with it, So, in fact, our show that our dear departed late friend Mark C, the show is named after, disagreed. He loved it. He loved Byrne. Byrne was his favorite. And he used to buy comics for me when he was a kid, Mark C. And we've had our argument about that many times. Interesting. Okay. Well, again, like I said, we've never talked about it, so it's fair enough to talk about. It's been a while since I've talked about it. Simply this: John Byrne, who was, was never that good of a writer. I kind of liked his first couple of years on the Fantastic Four. Then he got bored, and you can tell. I think he worked well with Chris Claremont on X-Men. They needed each other. John Byrne was asked in an interview, years before he went to DC. He was pretty big at Marvel at this point, right? And Byrne was asked, if you could, what would be the DC character you would want to write and why? And he said Superman. At that time, by the way, when I'm reading this interview, I was pretty excited. I was a big Byrne fan. I'm still a fan of a lot of his work, don't get me wrong. So I was intrigued by his answer. He said basically he loved, like I do, he loved the Superman movie from 1978. He said if he had his chance, he would adapt the movie and go from there. That's the Superman book he wanted to do. And he didn't want any comic book continuity involved in anything. Well, as you may or may not know of the time back then, he became what they used to call a fan favorite. He was a superstar in the early 80s into the mid 80s, and eventually he couldn't get along with Marvel anymore. He was having problems. He was kind of bored there, to be honest. He got hired to come in 1986 and got given full carte blanche to revamp Superman, even after Crisis would already revamp some stuff, to do it in any way he wanted to do it. So he did. And he basically retconned all of the Superman's and Superboy's history out of it. He even said these words. He said, "Nothing ever happened to Superman unless I say so." Well, as someone who'd been reading comics, I mean, he's older than me, but still, I've been reading comics long before he ever got into the business, and loving Superman long before this jerk off comes in and says, "Hey, all that stuff you liked before, not only trashing, not only insulting fans, insulting the people that went before him. When you come along and say, you know what, all that stuff that went before me was garbage, and I'm going to do it right, and none of that stuff ever happened." That, of course, you can understand may rub some fans the wrong way. Who knows? But it did me. So he comes in, And also, he did some really. This guy claims to love Superman the movie, right? Well, remember the first Man of Steel miniseries. In the very first issue, he has he has Clark, young Clark, playing football. Well, in the first film, Clark can't play football because he knows no one would ever be able to tackle him. What does Byrne do? He has him playing football. Well, that's idiotic because people might start to suspect when they can't even tackle the guy or get his jersey dirty, he may be something more than human. Also, that shows that he made Superman into a self-absorbed yuppie, in my opinion, and he trashed. Superman. He fundamentally forgot what makes Superman is not just his powers; it's the example he sets, his ideals, and how he uses them. The art was pretty good because Byrne's a great artist, usually when he doesn't ink himself too much. But he went ahead and he just changed everything about the character. I thought the revamp was terrible. He came out and said that this is mine. I'll do this my way. I just, again, everything about it made me sick and made me just disgusted. And I read it. I gave it a chance. I read the first miniseries. And again, by the way, Byrne is actually on record as many years later, admitting that he was wrong what he did to the Legion of Superheroes and Superboy. He said he'd change that if he could. Because he went out saying, I'm going to get rid of all the super this, super dog, super this, super that. Only thing with super in his title should be Superman. He said that. He depowered him a bit, which is usually the weaker writers have to depower Superman. Yeah. But that's just me. To me, he made him act. I don't know. The art's good. Mostly, like I said, early on anyway. And by the way, he got bored with it after that. Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity. OMFG. Cobby, I guess it was inevitable on a long enough timeline, who started playing the diva. You know who started playing the diva? Byrne was a diva, big time. And Byrne has criticized others. He's even criticized Kirby from time to time and Ditko and people. I'd say, what has John Byrne ever created? And don't give me Alpha Flight. I'm talking about creating something that wasn't an exact replica of something else. RTNZ says we must disagree there. I feel like he made Superman a little more complicated, which I guess he did. Well, I didn't find him complicated, but I hear you. His Lex Luthor was a fantastic, multi-layered villain. Agree to disagree. Yeah, we'll definitely disagree because that was my second thing to get on. I hate his Lex Luthor. His Kingpin Luthor was horrible to me, and it stuck. So now we're stuck with it. I don't like it. Burns Marvel DC. I don't like his so-called Superman doesn't need to be complicated, by the way. You're right about that. He did make him complicated. Superman should not be complicated. There's the problem. You can be glad Byrne did that all you want. The creators of Superman and everyone he's supposed to be simplicity itself. He's about day. He's about optimism. He's about hope. About all these great ideals and values. He's not supposed to be complicated. There are characters that are complicated. Spider-Man's complicated. Superman, if you're glad he's complicated, that Byrne did it, that's fine. Won't try to talk you out of it. I'm just telling you, he doesn't need to be complicated. Superman shouldn't be complicated. That's just an opinion. Opinion based on what, his creators. But anyway, even Denny O'Neil depowered Superman, but he did, you're right. But Bates and Magan brought him back to his classic power levels and told compelling stories using powers creatively. Exactly. And O'Neil was fine with that, by the way. Byrne's Marvel DC works are among my all-time favorites. He had a great run on FF. I'll agree with you. I like his first 2.5 years on FF. Agree for the first few years. He brought something to the Richards family dynamic that made it feel authentic. Big ego. I did like his run this week. We agree on that one. It needed a little bit of something to pump into it. You know who, your favorite artist ever? I now have personal experience to prima donna. You know, oh man, you've been hanging out with that. You've been hanging out with HC. Finity, have you been hanging out with HC? Anyway. But yeah, so hey, but no big deal. Look, RR, that's just the thing. Like I said, most people like it. You definitely, they gave the people what they wanted for a while anyway. There's a great article on what's wrong with Byrne's Superman. I probably wrote it. Just kidding. Yeah. But I'll say again, and one thing I will say again is what is very name anything memorable. I love his art and I've loved some of his stuff. Anything, but he kind of he says some things. Let's see. He trashes the creations of others and some of these creators. What did John Byrne ever create? He created Alpha Flight. I mean, if you like Alpha Flight, fine, but are they that original? They're just the X-Men. He's never created anything. He took the creations of others and did some okay stuff with some of them, but he's never really that good. Actually, his best writing for me was some of his IDW Star Trek when he was writing some of those comics. And I think after the 90s, it should have been passed as law, illegal for him to ink himself. Not in person like you. We were negotiating something interesting, but damn. Oh, he is, huh? That's what I've heard, buddy. Kingdom Come, possibly the best Superman story ever, equals Superman wrestling with complex problems when simple solutions don't work. But I agree that Superman has to be about values rather than power. That's a very interesting thing to bring up, Aaron. I love Kingdom Come. I actually think that he was kind of complex in that. However, when he regained his clarity and his sense of purpose. But remember, I didn't say Superman. There's one thing I've always said about. I never say Superman can't be in a dark story. Superman can't fall from the light for a while, or Superman can't make mistakes, or even have somebody do a whammy on him and he turns bad and does this kind. Superman can be in all those, but what you don't do is darken the character. And so what I mean, but I guess I wasn't being very clear. Kingdom Come, remember, Superman quit because he thought people didn't want him anymore. He made a mistake. Superman can make mistakes in the story. I don't consider him to be all that complex in that story. He basically said he was watching all this nihilism and all these, he was maintaining his values by not killing the Joker. And then when Magog comes along and kills the Joker and everyone decides we want him instead of you, Superman, he kind of ran off and he did what was wrong. He made a mistake and then he rectified the mistake. I think he's fairly clear. I don't consider him to be that complex in that he made mistakes. So I never said Superman can't make mistakes, or because you can't have any story if you don't, or is perfect. He's not. There's the thing. He's not perfect, and you can put him in a very dark story. The whole point is there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and Superman is that light, or you're not being true to Superman and his values. But that's just me. Simple but really great analysis. The problem. Let's see. Oh, really? I got to see that. I still recall Amazing Heroes and their review of Byrne's Superman disaster, Man of Straw. Nailed it. Yes, Captain Finity. Boy, I remember I still have that issue. I have every issue of Amazing Heroes from like number 1 to like 200 and something or other. Man, I loved Amazing Heroes. A couple of years ago on this channel, I did a show about the zines that kept up with comics, the comics news zines, like a bit of their history and stuff like that. And I loved Amazing Heroes and Comics Journal and Comics Scene and Comics Featured, Comics Interview. I hated Wizard, by the way. Oh, by the time we got to Wizard. Ugh. So yeah, I loved Amazing Heroes. I'm glad to see you mention that there, Cap. Very cool stuff. I sent the link above. I don't know if there's some copyright involved in case you want to show it. But it was written in the 90s. Ironhide, did you put a link in there? I don't see it. You wouldn't. Yeah, Comics Interview. The guy who did that, David Anthony Kraft, he passed a couple of years back, right when I did that show about it. But I have a bunch of those too. Comics Interview was great. Comics Journal was amazing. It was a little bit snooty, especially towards mainstream comics. Yowza. But it was something. Ironhide, did you send that to where'd you put the link, man? By the way, I don't know if you're on TwitTwat, but if you're not, if you are, you can send that to me through a DM. Or I have an email address in my description below if you want to send it there. Superman is my favorite superhero, says RRTNZ. His best stories challenge his outlook. I agree that he has to remain positive. What did you I love All-Star Superman. I love it. Grant Morrison is a hit or miss kind of guy. Morrison's done some brilliant stuff that I've loved, and he's done some stuff I hate. Yeah, you can send it to me on Twitter, and I'll go check it out later. Thank you, Iron9. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm right there with you. You know, I'm RR. I remember a couple years back they did the animated movie of All-Star Superman. I loved it. It was too short because they weren't able to get everything in there. But it would be great if they filmed it all. But it was still, I thought it was great. And that's a great comic. That's top notch. Superman the way I want him. Of course, Alan Moore did some great Superman stories. And he did Supreme, which was Superman. So, yeah. My favorite character is the Thing, but Superman / Superboy is my number 2. Batman, of course, is my number 3 character. Captain America, number 4. Spider-Man, number 5. So, yeah, anyway. One day I got to bring back some of those old shows I used to do before I was a couple years back, redo them. Like, been doing that, like, my favorite characters list and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, my dear. Okay, Ironhide, thanks. I'll look at that later, bro. Appreciate that. There we go. Oh, is that Superman Through the Ages? I like that website. I love it, in fact. Whoa, I remember this. I may have read this at some point. I'll have to go over this later, but okay, appreciate that. Looks familiar. Yeah, well, another one we don't agree on. I love Alan Moore's For the Man Who Has Everything, and I love Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. I love both of those. The Jungle Line was okay, but and not only that, I also love Alan Moore's Supreme. That was truly Superman as well. So yeah, but yep, his Marvel Man / Miracle Man was brilliant. Yes, sir. So yeah, I got a couple things coming up that I planned to do earlier this summer, didn't get a chance to do. It's been a while since I've done an installment of the Clobberin Times Hall of Fame. Before the year runs out, I've got to do that. For those who don't know, I have the Clobberin Time Hall of Fame. I think I've done 3 of them so far. Which I induct 10 great comics creators. Well, we definitely do not agree on that ending there. I thought it was perfect. In fact, whatever happens to Man of Tomorrow, that ending and the All-Star Superman are both, I think, very fitting endings. What did you think of the Steve Gerber, Gene Colan Phantom Zone miniseries from the 80s? It was pretty dark and pre-crisis Superman. I liked it. That was pretty good. Now, again, I love Gene Colan. This was it was interesting. I'm not so sure that was the kind of art you should use for that story necessarily, but it was Gene Colan, and of course it was Steve Gerber. It was pretty weird. It was pretty out there, but I thought that was a good comic. It's been, now again, when I read it, now it's been like forever. That's a good one. I need to take a look at that and reread that one. Thanks, Ironhide. I need to put that on my reread list. Because there's some stuff, after it's been like years since you read it, you're like, wow, man. You just never know. What should you read? What do you all... Oh, good night, Penny. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, dear. RR and Ironhide and Gwagnar, what are you reading? What are you reading now, if anything? Doesn't have to be new. In fact, probably better off if not. What are you reading right now? RR says, All-Star Superman has an epic ending, and in Moore's What Happens to Man of Tomorrow, he essentially quits, and to me, that's not super. Yeah. But he quits because he broke his own rule, and we're not sure he actually quit if you look at that wink of his eye. But yeah, he quit because he broke his own rule. He was punishing himself. So, again, by the way, it's another reason why I don't mind it is because at that time, this was the end of my Superman. That was closure. For example, if that was not going to be the end of the Superman that I love and that being replaced by John Byrne's Super Yuppie, then I probably would have been very not happy with Alan Moore doing that. But since we knew that was closure, at least that one that I grew up loving so much, the gold and silver bronze age Superman, especially silver bronze, really. I was happy with the closure. Currently reading some old Marvel monster comics from the 60s. Kirby, Ditko, and even Heck are doing some really out there stuff. Great. Oh, man, nice. To me, that doesn't hold up. Now he's unable to save any lives or help humanity. That's a cop-out. Where do you stand on the Red Sun? Yeah, can't say I agree with you. I don't think it's a cop-out. Superman punished himself. And I think he had to. Because he doesn't trust himself anymore. But again, it was a closure thing. I liked Red Sun. I'm not a big Millar guy all the time. But he's done some stuff that I like. And I think Red Sun is a solid, interesting Elseworld story. I like it. And you got to be... It's not easy to get me to like any Superman story, Elseworlds or other, really, especially anything after 1986 or 85, it has to be either Elseworlds or something to be like a pocket story. Like a Love Kingdom Come, but I consider that to be not just a Superman story. It is, but it's a whole DC story too. So yeah, but. And All-Star Superman and stuff like that just are not, you just don't get those every day. I remember back after about 12 years or so, when I finally just had to leave DC because I hated Xerox Hour, I hated what they did to Hal Jordan. I hate Parallax. I hate that stuff. I hate Kyle Rayner, and I hate all that stupid crap with the Death of Superman, Batman, Nightfall, all that shit. I hated it. So good 10, 12 years, I was not really buying any mainstream DC. Look who's here.
Hello. Hail to everyone.
Dude. Hey,
Hope you don't mind me just popping in here.
all right. Glad you're here. Don't mind at all.
Yeah. I was listening, just catching up a little bit on the Superman talk.
Yep. So I'll finish the train of thought. So I went back to DC when Jeff Johns was going to fix Green Lantern. And ended up reading their comics for a good 4, 5, 6 years. Actually, back to DC again. Let's see. Says, what about Superman Brainiac Jeff Johns? I don't think I like that. If I read that one, I'm trying to. No, I didn't like that one too much. But I did read it. I did go back to reading Superman for a while there in the 2000s. I kind of just let myself ignore things that went before. I didn't really like, believe it or not, I'm a huge Kurt Busiek fan. I didn't really like his run on Superman at that time. I liked Jeff Johns on some stuff back then. I didn't like his Superman run that much. I hated his new Krypton crap. With 10,000 Kryptonians living on Earth and all that kind of horse hockey. So, yeah, I hated a lot of that stuff. But, yeah, so. What's up, dude?
Oh, not much. Aren't you watching your New Orleans, your favorite Louisiana Sun playing football?
I can't. I don't have ESPN.
Oh, it's only on ESPN, this game?
Nope. Even though the national game was another game, they're not carrying it. So I don't know what's happening.
So you got the Eagles, I guess, right?
And that's over. But at least Tampa lost. That's good. At least Tampa Bay lost.
Yeah. Well, we're glad.
So I don't know what happened. Are they still playing the other one?
Times. Yeah, there's 3.5 minutes left, and
who's winning?
The Joe Burrow is winning. With the Bungles are winning, and they're wearing these horrible white uniforms.
I saw those.
They're horrendous. It's like,
I don't understand those uniforms.
White. It should always have orange if you're the Bengals.
Yep, it's not like it's a throwback.
No, it's something to sell more jerseys, I guess. So hail capitalism, but just there's something about the Bengals wearing those jerseys without that color there.
Well, it's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
But
earlier when you were here before you came in, I showed them the new issue, Captain America #1, J. Michael Straczynski, did the Babylon 5 creator.
Yeah, now how's that selling?
It's only #1 came out, but I reviewed it. I mean, I reviewed it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
It's okay, or it's
yeah. It looks like they're gonna ignore the stupid Hydra cap and all that shit, but I don't know.
It's good. Yeah.
But I was just looking at modern, making dope, goofing on modern comics and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I do have some new comics that I got this week.
Ooh.
If you want to see those, or
I'll say this is what Wagner said first here.
What does Wagner say? Yeah.
I'm reading Roy Thomas' first Avengers run and the Larry Niven collection, All the Myriad Ways, which has an interesting essay on Superman in it. Wow. Okay. Cool. Nice. Who wants to make fun of Mark's comic book order this week?
Yeah.
Mark ordered comic books. I got 3. Minimus picked me up 3.
I know what you got.
Facsimile.
I know what you got. Yeah.
So did you get them?
I probably have the same ones. Yeah.
Did you get them?
Let's see. Oh, let me switch my camera here.
I like the facsimile books that keep coming out.
Yeah, those. I should turn the camera on too.
No, it's good to have
doing
a
this
camera.
long enough. I'd remember to turn the camera on. Yep. Let me switch my mic here so I can go flip the books.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mark buys modern comics. Hey, the lovely Sherry is here. Sherry, what is that?
Hi, Sherry.
Beautiful? Lovely girl. Good to see you. So pretty. Welcome back, Ravencroft. Look at that, everybody. Pretty lady in here. Good to see you, lovely Shirley.
All right, everyone,
Sherry.
suck in your guts.
Yeah, behave yourself. Nice. Lovely Sherry.
Look skinny, yeah.
So,
and I did get my pass for Comic-Con, too.
When's that?
This is in October. I think I'm going on Saturday. So, They always have manga on these Crunchyroll. It's like, give me Captain America on this, or
Yep.
So So it's Saturday. Yeah. So
Not
you have
this
to
Saturday.
activate your badge. No, not in October 14th, I think it is, or something like that. Yep. You'll see, Brian. You'll see. Yep.
So
here's.
yes, everyone. Mark buys new comics. Sorry.
That's all right. I know you're still a friend. Yep.
Hang on.
You're helping
Hang
with my
on a second.
addiction. Yep.
Let me answer RR real quick here.
Sure. Yeah.
What are Mark Waid's contributions to Superman besides Kingdom Come? Like Birthright, I preferred his 90s work on The Flash. I'm one of the few that did not like Birthright at all. I'm tired of retelling the origin over and over again. I think John's and Gary Frank's Secret Origins was better. Anyway, go ahead.
So we would rate these covers. I guess it's like a B-, C+ cover. It's all right. Not great, but
Mm-hmm. Why is he wearing purple
I
shades?
guess part of it is because
He's wearing purple
just
shades.
the bar is so low now too. So I guess that's the reflection of the
Right.
purple blast. I guess that's
a cluttered mess.
passable. It's passable compared to the stuff we get these days. But here's Motion Pictures Echoes. I think this is the last issue, number 5.
Oh God, I forgot to keep reading that story.
This artwork's pretty good. I don't think the cover's that good. Well, Kirk looks good. I don't think Uhura looks good there, but maybe that's just me.
She's probably the best as ever.
Yeah. Well, she better be. It's Uhura. And we got the Hulk versus Man-Thing. I almost said Swamp Thing. That's an alright monster cover. I mean, is it Hulk? His hair is too long, I think. I don't like that. Maybe too much green. You can't see what's going on there. It's not easy being green. That's alright.
Yep. I like how they're
Nothing.
starting to put legacy numbering now in there.
Yeah, it's hysterical. Yeah, Legacy.
Larry.
Hey, Larry.
What's up, Larry? Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Or yes, Birthright was so unnecessary. I just couldn't stand the look of it at all. All right, what do we have here?
This is actually, I met this person at Comic-Con 2 years ago. I think I met Cortland Ellis, the artist, and they were signing. Now this is a fun comic. So it's Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. It's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
right?
With Harriet Tubman.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
I have issues 2 and 3 signed, and I guess they got a deal where they've got it Kingwood Comics. So I guess they were able to get it into circulation. Because when I met them, they were just independent, just selling on their own. But I guess they must have obviously gotten enough of a good reaction. And 2 and 3 were really good. They were fun. She's fighting vampires and demons, and they throw in the underground. I shouldn't say throw in the Underground Railroad, but it's in part of it is the Underground Railroad where she's using that, free slaves and also slay demons. So it was
probably really happened.
Who knows? Yeah,
I believe it really happened.
Yeah. So just like the Winchesters, on their series, right? Yeah, they're always fighting demons. So, yep. So this was a good read. So this is and Ravensclaw was asking me what modern creators do you like. I mean, well, Peter David has got a new book out, but with Captain Marvel. Well, it's not Captain Marvel. It's Genus Marvel. I think that got canceled. I haven't gotten in the last few months. I got to check. But yeah, there's not a lot of new creators I do like. A lot of this is just because I'm keeping my run going, which I probably should avoid the runs.
So to speak. When in doubt, throw a tentacle on the cover, I say.
Yeah. So I mean, I have every issue of Nightwing, for example. So eventually, am I going to stop? I don't know. But none of these covers are really that. This cover is good. I like this cover. I think that cover is good. And then, of course, here's
yeah.
Look how that stands out, right? The color.
You didn't get the foil one. They did a foil one.
I did a foil one. No, it's too expensive for my blood.
Claude had both. He said no. He said it was the same, and he offered which one you want, the foil or the. I said I don't. What? I don't.
Maybe
he made me choose.
Maybe the foil was a
I said I want the normal one. I ain't foil.
maybe the foil was an incentive or something. He's lucky he got it. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, this is of course a classic. I think I own number one anyway, but I'm a sucker for buying buying these. So
Oh my God, you got my Kirby book that I'm not.
yeah,
gonna
that was a
get.
surprise. I was gonna what do you mean not gonna be able to get it?
Our comic shop sold out. I got to try to order it.
It sold out? Now you're making me feel bad.
No,
I'm gonna
they never
send this
carried,
to you.
Don't worry about it.
So
That's what we were talking about this earlier before you were here. We were talking about it was somebody here in the chat was mentioning it. No, I'm already forgetting.
this
Might have
is
been Glad.
he's taking the characters and he's using the characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's not so it's just basically it's not Jack Kirby art. I'm forgetting it. I ordered this so long
Tom
ago.
Scioli, but I think he's using. I think he's using Kirby art as well, but I'm not sure.
Here, I'll pop it open.
I'll ask Minimus. He'll be able to tell us.
I'll pop her open anyway. Oh, and I got Batman #1 finally. I've been waiting to get that for years.
I got that one. You know there was a Detective Comics.
Yeah, I have that too. Yep.
Oh, it's there.
No, I mean I got Detective last month. Was it Detective 27 was out? So let's see what they say on this book. Okay, the year is 1940. The 22-year-old Jack Kirby creates a new comic book hero, Adam Starr, the Sentinel of the Star Wars, a new god, a golden guardian, a manhunter, and a mighty avenger. Originally presented in the pages of Crash Comics, after 3 exciting issues, Jack moved on to other projects and began his legendary partnership with Joe Simon. Had he continued on this series, who knows what it would have been? Perhaps it could have gone on to be the world's greatest comics magazine. Judge for yourself. Welcome to the dangerous and lawless solar system, the 22nd century. It's a time and place in desperate need of a hero. Enter Adam Starr and the Solar Legion of Star Warriors. I guess this is kind of like a Buck Rogers comic. Let's see. So faithfully adapted from the original Solar Legion stories, characters and artwork created by Jack Kirby as they appeared in Crash Comics 1 through 3.
Yeah.
So, and who's publishing this? Image. Okay, this is Image publishing this. Yep.
Nice.
So I'll just do a couple of pages. So, by Jack Kirby, remixed by Tom Scioli.
Scioli probably did a lot of like.
Scioli.
He definitely. When I say remixed, he probably put a lot of the panels to rearrange some of the stuff and some inking, and I don't know, but it looks pretty good.
I've never read the originals, so I don't know what the originals. Have you
Nobody
ever seen
has.
the originals?
I've seen
No
them.
one
I've seen
knows.
pictures of them, but
Yeah,
they've
but
never
no.
been reprinted that I know of.
Yeah, so I'm wondering. Yeah, so we don't know what these interiors look like, and they did it on this gray or beige paper, and I guess it's just a red. It's a one color process, so it's just red.
I don't know what it means either, Gwag. I don't know what it means either.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's definitely Kirby. Probably before it was named Kirby. He might have done this under the name Charles Nichols or something.
And this is a blue page. Yep. Special bonus remix. So I have no idea what this is here. Okay, Jack Kirby at 22 was a promising new talent when he created Solar Legion, the story of Adam Starr, on the back pages of Crash Comics Adventures magazine for Frank Temerson's Tem Comics. This was the very first comic he signed as Jack Kirby, although the publisher removed the creator credit from the printed issue. Jack wrote, drew, and inked and lettered the story at a time when he was moonlighting, working days at Victor Fox Comic Studios and burning the midnight oil doing low-paying comics art and writing jobs for various publishers and packagers. Kirby serialized the story of Adam Starr's Solar Legion in the first 3 issues of Crash, including a secret origin before leaving to pursue other opportunities. Jack teamed up with Joe Simon, who promised to find him better-paying work, as much of it as he could want. And Simon and Kirby pairing was the most successful teams in comic book history. When the year the duo would go on to create Captain America, the solo Jack Kirby effort is a thoughtful vision of what might have been. Kirby's voice rings loud and clear through this newly remastered version of the stories, given a sensitive treatment befitting the greatness of Jack Kirby's first epic space opera comic book. In Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, starring Adam Starr and the Solar Legion, he employs science fiction tropes in a visually stunning and spectacular way, presaging the Star Wars movies and Jack's own later work on such comics as Fantastic Four and the New Gods. It's a planet-hopping pulp novel brought to stunning visual life. This lost masterpiece is at last getting its rightful place in the pantheon of great Jack Kirby comic books in this deluxe Image Comics edition. And this book was 10
Nice.
smackrels. But I figured it was worth it.
Wow. Oh yeah. Keely Chow, what's up, buddy? Roll Tide.
Hey, Keely. So yeah, I don't know.
I gotta get that.
So I don't know if this is that he just like put finishes on the art or what he did. So,
Well, he probably, when it says remix, he probably, set it, realign the panels or put it together, and he may have finished up, did some inking here and there, or change it to be a different. I don't know, like cut up the panels and put them to where they would fit into the thing. I don't think he changed anything. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
so I guess are they going to just do these for? Is this just a one-off, or is this a series? Is this the only one? I guess it's all 3 stories because they said it was 3 stories originally, or 3.
I think it's 1.
It was 3 exciting issues, so maybe they're just this is it. Probably, I'm guessing.
What's that? Is there a number 1 cover?
No, that just says Solar Legion. So they said it was published in 3 issues in the back. So I'm wondering if they probably put one story all together in one in this volume.
It'll fit in that probably because they weren't very long stories.
Right.
It was in Crash, so.
Oh yeah, well I'll Google it when I get
D-Bud said the original
desk.
Crash stories are available on that website. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, yeah. So we'll check those out just to compare it. Yeah.
Nice.
And of course, we get the classic Batman
I got
spring
that
issue.
I got that.
You got
Well,
that one,
not
yeah.
yet, but how much was that sucker?
This sucker was about $1 million.
Yeah.
No, it was $7.
The replica. So, no.
Yeah, it's so much fun though having these. Let's pop this one open just to look at the. Sometimes it's the ads are just.
Well,
as
this
much
gives you
fun
an
as the
idea.
book.
The fun thing about the replica is it gives you an idea of what that reader picked up in in this case 1940 or whatever, and got to see just not just the story. They got to see the ads and all that stuff.
Was this book that
in the
big
prose
back
fiction?
then?
Oh yeah.
It was that many pages, you think?
Yep.
Batman #1.
Yep. This is a replica.
So it's got everything. Wow, there's a ton of stuff in here. No, I'm just wondering, sometimes they add, extra stories or this is
Not with these facsimiles, they don't.
No, this is as is how it was. Yeah, wow, and how much was it originally? 15 cents?
10 cents.
10 cents, yeah. And what year was this? 1930 or something, or?
Which was 40.
Oh, this is 40. Okay.
Detective 27 was 1939, but I think this came out 40. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, look at the Joker there.
Yep. His first villain in the Batman series, anyway.
Yeah, can you imagine getting this as a kid? Picking this up to read?
He already had Robin against the Joker.
Yeah.
I think this might be Catwoman's first appearance, too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken.
Let's see, I'll flip through. Then, of course, they'd always have these extra features.
You notice Batman's costume is not like it is in Detective now. They've changed it a bit for this. Hugo Strange is in this one.
Yep, there's Hugo. Yep.
Oh, there he is.
I've read this. Yeah, I think I've read this years ago. Yep.
He's fighting giants just like he did when later when he met Hugo.
I don't want to mess this up. This is worth a lot of money.
It's $1 million comic, millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. You can't flip through $1 million comic, But this, you're right. Yeah, this gives you the feel of what it was like to hold it in your hands. Of course, the print on this is
Meet the artist.
you know
Yeah,
much
right.
better. So this is actually in the book, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't own the book. I don't own
Yeah.
a Batman #1, but according to what they've been doing with these facsimiles,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the way it's supposed
exactly.
to
I'm
work.
just wondering. Yeah, yeah.
So I got to
Never
admit,
got Robin there.
I can't confirm it now, can I?
I'm guessing that's the way it was. Yeah, yeah. Well, this art's not that great either, right, Mister? Just kidding. Probably Bill Finger art in this one. Or
My Bill Finger didn't draw. He wrote this though.
they wrote it.
You bet he wrote all this. I am Jerry Robinson did some art, I think. Clobby, did you ever read the 2 Matt Wagner Batman miniseries about Hugo Strange and the Mad Monk? I did way back. Those were pretty cool. Wasn't it like the 90s or something? Iron Man? Am I remembering that right? 80s, 90s? But yeah, I used to like Matt Wagner's Mage. Oliver Belamonte says, I hate DC writer Tom King on depowering Bruce and Clark, as he will do the same to Diana in the new Wonder Woman #1. Diana may have the lasso of truth, but her new adversary has the lasso of lies. That sucks, Oliver, but yeah, Tom King is a twerp. Ginger Snap.
Yeah, but you get that in the book too. You get all these features. Yeah. Fantastic facts. Yeah, they would always have that. Jack Dempsey's left hook travels at a terrific speed of 135 miles an hour. Joe Louis ranks next with 127. Yep. The Joker returns.
A lot of Joker in this one.
Yeah.
Nice.
If Catwoman's in this one, yep.
I thought she was. Maybe it's a different one. Or maybe it wasn't. It was maybe no. I think maybe she's a detective.
Yeah, 10 cents.
Detective comic.
And there's actually not a lot of ads in this, you got to say. Maybe they had less ads for this #1.
Back then, no one really, was really. Comics weren't as big a thing to advertise, and they got big later.
Yeah. Wow, you could make your own records at home. Wow. Imagine that. You could record. Oh, my God. Oh, and here, imagine people cut out in frame. No, please don't.
Don't do that.
God, don't. Could you imagine how many
And I bet a lot of people did.
A lot of kids did cut out the spring issue of Batman #1. Oh, nigga, God, please don't do that.
Ravenscroft.
Here's a copy machine.
Isn't King part of the Gun universe? He is on the writing staff of the Gun universe, unfortunately.
They've referenced that here, yeah. So many of our readers have written us since the letters, us such nice letters that we've decided to show our appreciation. Therefore, on the back cover of the magazine, you'll find a full-page autographed picture suitable for framing. Both Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder. I can't read it. This is our way of saying thanks, Bob Kane. Yep. So yes, the autograph.
Let's look at Rom.
Sure.
Who wants to see Rom? Boy, man, I'll never forget buying Rom #1 on the stand on the comic spinner, whatever it was, in 1979. Man, oh man. I don't know what it was about that comic. Did you lose it?
I'm just being careful with this stupid tape. I hate the tape. We're cover eaters.
Oh, yeah.
I like resealable bags.
Rom. Space Knights. Fabulous
Rival.
first issue.
Bill Mantlo, the great Bill Mantlo, who was unfortunately tragically had a life-altering accident. Sal Buscema, Tom Morzowski, letterer, Bob Sharon, colorist, Joe Duffy, editor, Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Stan Lee presents the greatest of the Space Knights. Stan Lee. Oh, no, that's Rom, actually.
I'm not sure, Gwag. I don't think so.
There's the great
Our pal Sal.
Hasbro.
I love Sal Buscema.
Let's see. The advertisement offers contained inside this previously published content have expired. The original advertisements are presented, originally republished. Reader discretion is advised. Yeah, don't
That's funny how
don't buy the
had to put
extra glasses.
they had to put that Hasbro at the bottom there.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
That's amazing.
licensed by Hasbro. Well, I guess once they've they had to get permission to reprint these, or who knows what the rights stories are. But ooh, Hubba Bubba, that was great bubble gum. They still make it, I think. Yeah, The Creature from Space is the movie here. But the thing is, we thought this would be a hokey toy comic, nowhere near good as Micronauts. But no, this was a great read, and it. How long did it last? Like around 80 issues?
70 something issues and a couple annuals.
Yeah.
Few annuals, like
I mean, it was a
75.
good.
It's like 75 issues and maybe 4 annuals or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought, or something like that. Yeah, he's got the neutral. So they had the neutralizer from the toy that really worked like a piece of S. The toy was stunk. I hated that toy. God, I mean, not that I wouldn't love to have it now.
I'd love that.
But I remember playing at a friend's house. Like, this is garbaggio. We played with it for like 15 minutes. We're like, it doesn't work, and it was an expensive toy. We're like, it doesn't work. It's boring.
You notice how many ads they have in this as a contrast to Batman #1.
Yeah. Ooh,
a lot of years gone by.
convention.
Well, comics were big,
Yep, September 29th, 30 in Chicago. Wow. And then Spider-Woman was on TV too. That was that was interesting. Yep. I don't think that lasted that long, did it? Spider-Woman show.
I don't think so. Not too long.
Lasted.
Not long.
Scrappy Doo. We don't need Scrappy Doo. Not a Scrappy Doo fan. We got Scooby. We don't need to make him juvenile. You can speak. The translator enables us to communicate. But why didn't you speak before? And why did you murder those poor townspeople? Those I neutralized were not humans. You're mad. I've known those 2 men for years. I went to high school with one of them. Nonetheless, they appeared to be human, that they might dwell unsuspected among your race. They are the enemy I seek, the dire wrath. Listen, woman of Earth, and perhaps you will understand after I tell.
Rates.
Yeah, well, his mask. Yeah.
Yeah, the mask, boy. I remember as a kid, I'm like, hey, Batman's in a Marvel comic. Why did that happen?
Yeah.
Look at that car.
The Legend of the Space Knights.
That's Knights.
But this is they created a whole world so quickly here, and then when you find out that Rom and all these other knights, space knights, are trapped in these suits, it's horrific too. So it's
Jason of Star Command.
There we go. Yeah.
Batman. Yeah.
That's a Fat Albert. Freedom Force with ISIS.
Almighty ISIS.
Mighty Mouse with Heckle and Jekyll.
Good old dire race.
But this is a great setup, though. I mean, it's borrowing something from the Galactus saga a little bit. I think Silver Surfer is some of Silver Surfer and Rom, but it's enough of an original twist that I think it's. Yeah, here's where this was horrific to me as a kid reading this, and they're getting. Yeah, it was cold under the laser knives of the surgeons. We lay on the slabs meant for healing and watched our humanity grafted bit by bit into unfeeling suits of armor. Proceeding to grafting stage 1, fusion of human genes with cyborg circuitry. And the day of our enemies appeared, and the day that our enemies appeared in the sky over Galador, we were ready. The surgery was complete.
Galador.
And we that were, thank you, and we that were no longer human stood assembled, the Space Knights. All Galador looks to you for salvation, my brave children. Go forth and greet the foe with fire in your hearts. I mean, just 3 panels there, but that's all they needed. They didn't have,
I was
hallways for 6 minutes. Boom, yeah.
I was hooked.
And then, yeah, but I remember this panel as a kid giving me nightmares. It's like,
Well, I was older.
Yeah, you're old. Yeah, 4 years makes a big difference. 4 or 5
It
years
does.
makes a
It
big
does.
difference. Yeah,
I was
that age. Yeah.
I was 15, I think.
Yeah. I was 10 or 11 when this came out. So, but just this whole setup, it was just such a great job here. Yeah. Ooh, I can get you all out of my T-shirt.
Mhm.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Yeah, they were pushing those cheerleaders back then a lot. Yep. Suzanne Summers from Three's Company. Kiss Rock Group. Knights in Satan's Service. And all the moms. Yep.
That's what yeah, we were taught. That's what we were told. We were
Yeah.
always told that's what they are. Hey, Whoppers.
Yeah, Whoppers. Ooh.
I'm eating a
Get
Whopper
all
right now.
4. Nice.
I'm eating a Whopper right now, and they got Whoppers on here. Look.
Yeah, so you can send in your $1 in a Whoppers wrapper, or $1.25 without the wrapper, and you'd send that in,
Doesn't have
and
a
you
wrapper.
get your
It's a box.
get your iron-ons. Wow.
Hmm.
This was a good panel. Yeah. Your pale, pitiful fire cannot harm me.
Good stuff, Sal.
Oh, we get
All right.
Spider-Man meets June
Hostess.
Jiu-Jitsu. Hostess Twinkies. Yep. And look at this. Micronauts are on sale monthly. God, it was a good time to be a comic book reader. Stan's Soapbox. Oh boy. Looks like I did it again. I invented everything.
I remember
I'm
how
so
I created everything.
I'm so excited about our new upcoming mag, Epic. Let's see, does he say anything interesting
That
in
was,
there?
because heavy metal can't be the only one selling smut. We got to do it too now.
Oh, Micronauts number 12 was out this month. Oh my
Eventually-
god, Micronauts 12 is a classic.
Wow. Eventually, Epic was supposed to be called Odyssey. Changed it. So-
Yep. Machine Man
Micronauts 12, huh?
Yep. Let's see. Item Jack Kirby. What's he saying about Kirby? $12.95 in hardback. Oh, what is this? Marvel Comics number 1. Okay, I guess is a reprint.
Yep.
That came out back then. Wow, 128 pages. Wow. There we go. So here's
There you
Rom
go.
fighting the army.
Our pal Sal.
Yep. And sending the. And that is a lie you will carry with you to limbo, Wraith. Ah, death is better than eternal banishment. No. Robots death rate disintegrated poor Carson. Sound the retreat, Captain. We're up against more than we can handle here. So that's the thing too, that he could detect who were the race, or race, or was it race or wrath?
Race.
Race, yeah.
Race, as in,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Race,
those two
yeah.
type things.
So yeah, so
Nice.
that was the fun part of it too, or interesting part too. You never knew who. Kind of like Secret Invasion, right?
I remember when I got to this page, I'm like, oh my God, there's a toy. Woo! I didn't ever found it. Never got it. But I wanted it, boy.
Never got it, yep. Rom the Space Knight. Yeah, from Parker Brothers, yeah.
Space Knight.
Yeah, Rom's energy analyzer, Rom's translator, yep. Rom's weapon is a neutralizer. It flashes and makes electronic zapping sounds. Pretend it sends evil creatures to the shadow zone. The thing is, this action figure had zero articulation. If you look it up
It was
on
tall,
eBay,
though, yeah. Oh yeah,
it was
terrible.
tall and it was a piece of garbaggio. I'm sorry, Rom fan, and I love Rom. I love the comics.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go, classic Legos, but
Lego.
and I preface that by saying, yeah, if I could find one of these ROM toys, and I think one reason they're so valuable now is because they didn't sell because they weren't that good. So yeah, so that was a pretty good haul for this month. I think we
Yeah.
got some great facsimiles. We got Jack King Kirby.
There was that detective, but you already got that one, huh?
Yeah, I had that.
Did you show that
it's in
last
my
time?
pile. Let me see if it's in my stack here.
No big.
I think I have
Minimus-
a bunch of new.
Minimus is bringing these three of them to me. That's one of them. I don't know if you can't remember if you showed me that one or not.
Let me see here. Darth Vader. Let's see if it's in this stack
It
here.
was in last week's stack.
Or was it last month that came out?
You may have showed me that one. Yeah, you probably did. So don't worry about it.
No, it might if I have it in this
Don't worry
reading
about it.
pile.
You probably
Let's see.
showed it.
Let's see. Oh, Werewolf by Night. Amazing Spider-Man.
Accountant by day.
Accountant by Day. Yeah. That's the other facsimile I had handy. That's another I mean, these old comic book issues, just the covers, just the
I wish-
coloring.
I love that Gil
So
Kane
much
cover.
better.
Gil Kane. I wish Hungry Boy were here though. You know why?
Why?
Because the guy who did the interior.
Oh, that's his favorite.
You could say that, not Don Perlin.
Don Perlin. But yeah, just compare like a new, like it's confusing, doesn't that what's going on in that cover.
Yeah. Well, you know, Hollywood had I don't know, like it was a passing of a great actor that I just learned about today.
Oh no, who?
The great David McCallum, 90 years old. A Man from Uncle. One of the Man from Uncle.
Huh.
He was great.
Let me switch my mic back.
Was Rom a part of the greater Marvel Universe? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. He was yeah, the X-Men crossed over into Rom, Nova, Shang-Chi, David G. Sound, what's up, dude? Oh, Rom. There you go. That's why I could never was just saying Rom Space Knight.
Yeah, I gotta say Rom Space.
Talking about Rom, yeah. But yeah. Oh, Rom.
Oh, in other news, I won my fantasy football game by 1 point, which no one cares about except me and my son. But
There you go.
I asked Scarlet Witch to put a hex on Higgins tonight, and
Cool.
he dropped like 3 or 4 passes. I was texting my son all night. That's the bad thing about fantasy football. But
I hate fantasy football.
But he kept dropping all these balls. I'm like, put a hex on him, because he only needed to make like one more catch and we would have lost the game. So
Invisible Man, that's right, Parham. He was on the Invisible Man. But yeah, I hate fantasy football. Yeah, you guys play that.
Yeah, we like it, but yeah, it's a fun thing to do with my son. Yeah,
I'm always the old stick. I'm always the old stick in the mud with my nephews for years and years and years. When we would all watch the games together when I was fanatical about it, and it got on my nerves because I'm like, look, if that's what you need to keep you engaged, maybe you shouldn't be watching football. You should be for your team only. This makes you root for other crap to go on against. I've actually heard them say against our team, like, well, I hope that guy gets. I hope we beat him, but that guy gets a lot of yards and points. Like, oh God, no, you don't.
That is a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. When you're rooting for,
I hate it.
I hope we win, but hope so and so has a.
But I
big
hope that
game
guy has a big game against us. To hell with that crap.
Yeah, or if you have one of your favorite, if the team that you like, and you get the other guy's got your player, like, well, as long as my team wins, but that guy doesn't get any points. Yeah. So
I hate that crap.
Yeah. Well, you just got to let it go too with that stuff. But yeah, some people go. I mean, fantasy football is big business now. I mean, it's huge. I mean, to quote Nick, but
yeah,
it does take something, I guess, enjoyment away from the game if you're watching it and have that take over. Yeah, that can be a problem.
Yeah. But David McCallum was a great actor. He was great on The Man from Uncle. He was on that, as been pointed out by Ravenscroft. He was on the Invisible Man TV show. That's true. And he was on, what do you want on those CSI or CS Navy, NCSIS or whatever things for like 80 years or something.
Yeah, I'll call up an article so we can take a look. Yep.
Let's see. I heard Jacob Krasinski has said to write again for Marvel Comics, and he tries to make Captain America sell again. Yeah, at the beginning of tonight's show, Oliver, I went all through it. I reviewed his first issue and talked in depth just about that very thing. If you run the stream back almost to the beginning, that's one of the first things I talked about for a while. If you see it now. So I kind of gave a basic review of the comic.
Wow, he was on 20 I don't watch NCIS, but he was on for 20 seasons. Donald Ducky Mallard. What a character name. Donald Mallard. Donald Duck Mallard, yep.
Good night, Ravenscroft.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Man from Uncle in the 60s, yep.
Man from Uncle was a great show. He was great on there. He was a badass.
Oh, he was a teenage heartthrob. Gaining Beatles-like popularity with teenage fans, yep.
And he had a Russian accent before Chikov. The comic relief crusader. What's up, dude? Yep, Ilya Kuryakin. There he is.
Let's
He
see
was
if
a
there's
bad
a
mother.
picture of a man from.
Man, I like Solo, but man, I love Kuryakin. He was my favorite. Yep, show some Man from Uncle pictures.
Well, that's what I'm doing there. Yeah, that's Man from Uncle there. Yeah,
Cool. There you go. Yeah, 4 years. Did you know an episode of the first season that show that had Shatner and Nimoy?
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yep, and Colonel Klink.
and Colonel Clink. Yeah,
Yeah. And this show, first season was in black and white. And of course, first season, but the third season, time it rolled around, the Batman craze had hit. You know, the Batman TV show.
okay.
So the third season, they made it. They tried to make it like Batman. It had a bunch of cornball titles, and the episodes were pretty
they
silly.
copied it, yeah.
It didn't, but the fans kind of thought it was annoying. Don't like that third season much. Then the fourth season, they kind of got back on track. But it's a great show. I love it.
Yeah.
I think Jill's review.
He was married. He was married to Jill Ireland.
No.
It says David Callum and wife Jill Ireland on set. I mean, what did Charles Bronson have to say about that?
Maybe he married her afterwards.
Or
Yeah, but-
before? Yeah.
McCallum.
Joking, but yeah.
Hey, Terry Rose. Hey there. Good to see you. Yeah, but David McCallum and Charles Bronson were both in The Great Escape together. They like steal his wife or something?
Well, let's check that very reliable source, Wikipedia.
Mm.
Let's read his bio there.
I know
yeah.
she was married to Charles Bronson. I didn't.
Catherine Carpenter, but that's not the actress and model. Okay, it was all right. So
Charles Bronson stole Jill Ireland from David McCallum. Oh, that's according to D-Bud. Really? Oh my God.
Well, if there's one guy you couldn't fight, maybe I shouldn't joke about that stuff. But Charles Bronson, I stole your wife. What you gonna do about it? Yeah.
They were both in The Great Escape together.
Maybe that's where they met. Yeah. Let's see. Man from Uncle. Let's see. With Robert Vaughn. Yep.
Well, he outlived both of them. How about that, Charles? He outlived your ass by 30 years.
Okay. They married English actress Jill Ireland in London. And of course, she was famously on that episode with the Star Trek with Spock. The couple met during production. Yep. The classic episode where Spock gets hit by the flower, right? And he loses control of his emotions. Yep.
This side of paradise, yeah.
Yep. Marriage lasted 10 years. After leaving McCallum, Ireland married Charles Bronson, to whom McCallum had introduced her. Well, this is horribly written. To whom McCallum had introduced while McCallum and Bronson were filming The Great Escape. Well, maybe it sounds like they had already divorced at that time, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yep. So, yep. In 1967, he married Catherine Carpenter. They had a son. Yep.
Will they stay together forever?
Let's
see. Your Muslim uncle. What's up, buddy?
Let's see, 6 days after his 90th birthday. Let's see, did they stay married?
I don't know.
Yeah, they were still married. I guess then he married.
Okay.
Yeah, they were still together. I don't know if she had passed or. Let's see. It sounds like that's good. They stayed together. Yeah.
David McCallum, R.I.P. 90 years old.
Yep.
Thank you for the man from Uncle. I mean, you ever heard that show, The Invisible Man? He was on for like 13 episodes.
You told me about that. Yeah.
Retro Dicky loves that show. He has the DVD of it. So yeah,
Good stuff. Yeah, well, I actually started watching Blackadder. So I watched the first season.
I love it. All right, Oliver.
Good night, Oliver. That show is crazy.
You watched the first season?
First season, yeah. And then I started the second season.
Oh, the second season's even better. Oh yeah, Sapphire and Steel. That's right, R. He was on Sapphire and Steel. Oh man, are you in the Blackadder 2 now?
I just started Blackadder 2, yeah.
That's
so the first one was okay, but I thought the last episode of the first season, when he wants to marry Bobby, was hysterical. He's getting attracted to the woman who pretends to be Bob. Yeah. Bob, yeah, that was funny. I mean, there's funny bits in the first season, but it's definitely for some.
He's totally different. He's totally different in the second on up.
Yeah, it's a different character. Totally different character.
Baldrick is smart in the first season, and Baldrick is an idiot after that in the later season. 2, it's always tough for me. I think 4th is my favorite season, but 2 and 3 are almost equal to me. In this Blackadder's Christmas Carol, oh my God. So let me know when you've seen them all, because man, I've watched those so many times that I have them memorized.
Are they all half-hour shows or?
Yeah.
They're
very short.
Yeah.
And they'll have a hilarious punchline at the end. Blackadder. That song will get in your head after a while. Where do you get the Blackadders go forth? Yeah. Oh God, goes forth is brilliant. That's probably my favorite, but man, 2 and 3 are brilliant. Oh, I've got a cunning plan.
In the first one, when he kills Richard III.
Oh dear, Richard III.
He cuts his.
Brian Bless is hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Sean Carter.
Hey, Sean Carter.
I like when they find out, when Baldrick finds out he's killed, he's chopped his head off and goes, oh dear, Richard III. It's like it's be.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one's funny, but Blackadder's a slimy little weasel face in that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's not a good character in that one.
Ted Shark up apathy. Hey.
Yeah.
So he's so different in the other one. So later when he's the smart one, even though he does dumb shit too.
Yeah. And that theme song I can't get in my head. Yep.
Oh, even it's all they all variety on each other one, but they got different lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sound of hoops across the glade. Good folk, lock up your son and daughter. Beware his deadly slashing blade, unless you want to end up shorter. Blackadder, here rides a pitch black steed. Blackadder, he's very bad indeed. I know the rest, but that's not.
Yeah.
That's first season.
That's the first season. Yep. So but it's definitely you got to like British humor, I think, which I think is fantastic, but this show is not for everyone, I have to say.
It's so quotable. If you're a sane person like me who's watched it 400 times. Oh yeah, Comic Crusader, the Christmas special, I watch it every year. I love it. They did like a, also after you watch all those, it's like a special they did called Blackadder the Cavalier Years. It was done from one of those charity thingies, and it's pretty funny. And then in the year 2000, they did Blackadder Back and Forth, which was just like a New Year's special type thing, which was still pretty fun. They were a lot older. It'd been a while since they'd done it, and they have a time machine. Still damn funny though.
And Hugh Laurie, I guess, is in the 3rd and 4th series, right? Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, he actually makes an appearance in the 2nd series, but he's a regular after the 3rd. I love Hugh Laurie. Of course, Stephen Fry's hilarious.
Yeah, so there's not that many episodes either, so you can get through
Nope.
that series pretty quickly. Yeah, there's
Six per
this
season.
6 times 4, 24 plus 3 specials. They said.
Yep. 3 specials? Yep, that's about right.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Blackadder, the Cavalier Years, and the Christmas Carol. Blackadder back and forth. Yep.
That's it.
Or the pilot episode, 3 special episodes. Yeah. Oh, the Blackadder pilot was shot but never broadcast on TV in the
No.
UK. Huh.
No. But yeah. Have you ever seen Red Dwarf?
Yep. I've watched Red Dwarf. Yep. Not the whole thing, but watch some of it. That's another one on the list to go watch through. Yep.
Yep. Lord Flashheart. You met Lord Flashheart. Did you say the one with Bob?
Yeah, with Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Bob
met
was
Lord
very cute.
Flashheart. Yeah.
And Bob was very cute. Yeah.
Bob was a strange name for a girl. Bob.
Yeah. I thought that was the best episode of the first season. Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, I'm glad. It was disturbing.
Yeah.
Maybe he's on top of her, like trying to kiss her, and Balder comes in and says, "Don't worry, Bob. He's tried to kill me before plenty of times too."
Yeah. Yeah, and Percy and Baldric at the end, don't drink the wine. Yeah.
That stupid scene when Percy comes in and wants Baldric to kill him, wants to kiss him. This is Baldric. And I love it when she says, "Baldric, you look so wonderful." He said, "Kate, you're either blind, lying, or mad. He is what he looks like, a dung ball in a dress."
Yeah.
Oh, God. Baldric? Yeah. Oh, man, Baldric's hysterical. Tony Robinson's brilliant as Baldric.
I guess this must be on BBC or BritBox. You could probably watch this if anyone out there
is
looking to watch it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You might want to go watch one right now. I mean, if I'm sitting around and I'm trying to decide something to watch and a Blackadder moment pops into my head, I go, let me go watch the Blackadder again. Next thing I know, and I've jumped around. Sometimes I go, I'm in the mood to watch season 4 again. I'm not sure which one I've watched the most. It's probably a toss-up because I love 3 and 4. I mean, I love 3. Yep. I love 2 and 3 and 4. I haven't watched 1 as much. I've watched it a couple of times, and it's good. It's a good show. Brian Blessed's fantastic. But because he's such a Weasley, he's trying to be a weasel, so you can understand it, but it's tougher to watch because he's so he's such a little Weasley, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When he's the badass Blackadder in 2, 3, and 4, and the others.
And this one is more of he's an idiot in this one, yeah.
Yeah, in the original. It's still pretty funny what they did to him at the end.
Yeah. And then the witchcraft one was funny too, yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Where they're gonna burn him as a witch. And then
yeah.
But then she the queen actually was a witch, I guess. That was at the end. Was that what they're inferring there?
You talking about the first season?
Oh, no, the first season, yeah, episode 5.
It's been a while since I watched that.
Yeah, I do like so they're trying to burn him at the stake, and then the witch killer or the witch smeller, he's incinerated. So and then like magically the fire goes out, and then Blackadder's married to someone who just someone he shouldn't be married to back then, very young, but and then so it's so then the queen actually like twitches her nose and like there's sparkles that go off. So and it's Princess Leia. He's married to Princess Leia.
Basically.
Blackadder's, yeah. So she's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's all taken care of." Yeah. So she was actually it's a funny thing. She was the witch, yeah.
Brian Blessed is the funniest part of that whole show, though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. He's yelling at shit. Hey, Courtney.
Was he on an episode of Blake 7? Hey, Courtney.
Yep. Blake 7, Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was the crazy oh god, that was that episode. He was that crazy
Preacher.
yep. Right? And he's
Yeah, he was
screaming.
the preacher guy. He's always. Have you ever seen Brian Blessed not screaming?
Yeah. Oh, that was the one with the red dress. That was the episode where what's her name was wearing that gorgeous red dress. Yeah. That's what I remember from that episode of Blake 7.
Red dress.
Red dress, yeah, yeah. It's pretty yeah, well
No. No.
yeah, yeah.
That-
Because they dressed her up. There's not the one she had to get married. Or what's her name? Had to get married.
No, you're thinking of the one, an episode. Yeah, you think of the episode that was before the last one before Star One. This one
Oh, okay.
was Cygnus Alpha, the one with Brian Blessed, which is the third.
Oh,
episode.
okay. Mixing it. Oh, okay.
Right,
Mixing up the
yeah.
episodes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No problem.
That's why you're the
Shit.
number one Blake
Shit
7
happens.
scholar.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
Yeah.
that far.
I've only
I'm
watched
sure
it once, so yeah.
There are plenty who got me completely outclassed in that, I'm sure, because they have good memories and remember shit that I
Yeah.
screw up. You know, I try, but yeah. What can you do? Oh dear. Well, I talked comics, even though there was no real topic, and yet we talked our ass off about comics because it's March Comics talk. And we even did a little random review earlier. So
Not a bad Monday night. Yep.
yeah, it was fun. Good to see everybody here tonight. I really appreciate you all. I guess we're going to start on moseying on out of here. What you got going on to talk about? To tell everybody. Is there a Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night? I mean,
there will be Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night, and I don't
got?
even know what I don't even know what the movie is. Let me check what the movie is, because I got to clip it, so I got to make a slideshow.
Will it be on Nick's channel, perchance?
Yes, shall be on Nick's channel. Nick, our great buddy, Nick Weiser. Let me go to.
Okay, it's I found it. It's Hard Times.
Hard Times. Yep.
That's with Charky Bronson.
Yeah, the Charles Bronson. We were just talking about Chuck himself. Yep.
Yeah.
So I gotta find that movie online right now. Hopefully, it's streaming somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Weird. So there you go. You got a Charles Bronson movie. Huh?
Yep. I'm trying to finish up my Indiana Jones soundtrack review. Well, not review, but I have one of those. It was a limited edition, or it was given out with first 100 people went to see Indiana Jones. I don't know how many movie theaters did it, or it was a promo giveaway. So I was just doing a review of that, and I'm got a little bit of voiceover work to finish, and gonna get that out hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, just trying to get some always get some reviews out during the week, but definitely. Oh, are we doing Blake 7 on the Clubhouse? Did we decide?
Well, yeah, but we got 2 weeks before.
2 weeks. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta wait, but
why?
I'll start doing watch parties on Thursdays for Blake 7 then. So
cool.
Like I did for we did for UFO. So yeah, it was fun to hang out. Yeah.
Cool.
So we got that going, and of course Sunday Night Geeker we shall be back.
Yeah. Lucky great. Well, let's see. Up in here, I guess. I'll be here Wednesday night with Wild Card Wednesday. Right back here, same Clobby time, same Clobby channel. A wild card, wide open, no topic, or maybe I'll think of a topic. You never really know. And this Thursday night, folks, the clubhouse will be here. The two will be here, Mark and I. But as you know, for this week and the next two clubhouses, our wonderful first officer, Raquel, will not be with us. She has things to take care of, but we'll be back. She'll be back the following week. But so the next 2 weeks, it'll be us, and we'll think of some fun, special things to do. Then we'll get back on track when she gets back. I'll be in my usual spots, like on, for example, I might be over at Loki's channel if he has a comic book roundtable this week, and I'm at 7 on Wednesdays if he has that, and I should be over there at Tom's on Thursday night for his his show on his Midnight's Edge at 6 Central. And Friday nights, of course, I'll be over there on my great buddy J-Man's channel, reviewing along with Sean and J-Man, the Jack Kirby's Fourth World. What a great time we're having doing that. Of course, 7 p.m. Eastern time over there. And then after that, on Friday nights, I usually hang out with my great buddy Nick Weiser and his guys, the Friday Night Comic Shop Talks gang, 8:30 Central Standard Time. And then on Saturday nights, now the next 2 Saturday nights, this is from last week's Voyage, but I don't have anything else to put up there. No more Voyager reviews till Raquel gets back. So the next 2 weeks, you have a vacation from Voyager. I know you're really thrilled about that. And so we'll think of some Trek things to do. I've got some ideas. So I've got all that covered. We're gonna have we'll just do some we'll trek away from we'll just leave Voyager alone and do some other things. Trek, and I got some ideas. Don't worry about that one. Yeah.
Always something fun, right?
Absolutely. I got it covered. And of course, there's still the what? No. Almost messed them up. There's the geekery, as Mark mentioned.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and might even be some eatery involved. You never know. And on next Monday night, I'll be back as I was earlier tonight. And thank you again from the great J-Man. Had a great time this evening with him and Sean reviewing all over the Legion of Superheroes, our appearances in chronological order, silver through Bronze Age. That was something like our 15th show or whatever. Having a lot of fun with that. 1958 through 1989. And I want to thank all of you for being here with us tonight. Shout outs to our wrenches. Appreciate the great Bronze Wrencher, Eric K., the Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North, Chris Persia, the Wrench of Iron, the great D. Bud Martin, Lord Thoth and Lady Thoth, Avon lives, long live the Legion, the great J-Man, my partner in crime on Earth B. There's Hungry Boy, Stephen M., Stephen Callell, it is, Maddie's Daddy, Fanty Outside, Ian Max Redstone. And let's see, I want to thank all of you who were with us in the chat tonight. It's been great hanging out with you. RRTNZ, thank you for being here. Tetrarch Arth Apathy, thank you for being, what did you say? Suggestion until Commander Briggs returns. Fan films like Tressarian Intersection by USS Center or some other good efforts. I will look into that. Like I said, I had some plans and some things I want to do. So we'll see. But thank you, Tetrarch.
There's some great fan films out there.
Just before I forgot one, Burn related the Thing, The Hunger, Galactus versus Darkseid, cross beautifully drawn by JB. Great fun. Thank you, RM. Let's see here. Brian Hepburn, thanks for being here. Courtney, thanks for being here. Terry Rose, thank you. Gwagnar, thanks for being here, buddy. Larry, Comic Relief Crusader. Sean Carter from Mars. The lovely Sherry. Keely Chow, roll that tide. Your Muslim uncle. Dave G. Sound. Oliver Belamonte. Up. Ravenscroft. Hang on. Gotta get some more of them. Now, I got so many of them now, it takes a while to get. Abigail was here, though. Yeah. Ironhide 84. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to vamp and get to them all there. Penny. Peter Ryder, Captain Infinity, and beyond. All right, let's see. That's a fair cop, but society is to blame. Blackhead, Anime Night, 1992. Thank you. Here rides a pitch black steed, Das Wolfen. Blackhead, Uncommon Sense. Blackhead is very bad indeed. Black, his gloves are finest mold. Black, his codpiece made of metal. Orville Nation. His heart is blacker than a hole. His horse is blacker than his kettle. Badass. Black Adder. That's it. Okay. Almost got there. Almost missed one lineup. Damn it.
Pretty darn good.
But has many a cunning plan. Black Adder, you horrid little man. That was it. I got it. Did it all. Got all the lines.
There you go.
That's pretty rusty. I'm rusty on that one. That's the first season. Susan Eckstein. There we go. So I got them all. I got all the lyrics. I can't believe it. It's weird, isn't it? And it was dumb,
That's
too.
not weird if you've watched it that much, right? Yep.
I have. But not that one, though. I've watched the other ones all the time. So that was
not season 1 as much, right? Yeah.
Not as I like it, but not as much, no. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Let us run. Good have an extraordinary week, my friends.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everybody. A quick aside before we go. Tetrock, you mentioned the X-Men Teen Titans crossover. We actually reviewed it on my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel. If you go over there and find us, a whole bunch of us reviewed it one night. So you know. All right, now good night, everybody, and thank you all for the suggestions and stuff like that. Really appreciate you.
Clobberin time! Clobberonimo! It's Clobberin time! I just love Clobberin time!